Pablo, light it up.
I had to buy the Porsche when I was young. Trap, 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 trap. I had to buy the Porsche when I was young. Trap, 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 trap. Got it out the mud, all they ever wanted was a plug. All my niggas thugs, money coming, gotta get it up.
What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out. A little Q&A, guys. Excuse me. A little Q&A. Basically, you guys can ask whatever you want. We're going to talk about some things. Talk about boxing, basketball, MMA, life. I'm pretty sure somebody will bring up COVID-19, but whatever, man. You know, we all stuck. I don't know. We all stuck in the house here in Ohio, so got to do something to keep busy. I've been sleeping a lot, trying to rest up. Immortal, what's up with your fam? Say salute, D Donut Shop Jefferson. What's up, bro? What's good, unbiased? Kevin, my son in the building. Take Power, what's up, son? Eric, Pool Check Boxing, what's up? Martin Machine in the building, what's good with you? So yeah, guys, hell, man, I'm just down to talk about anything. I'll stick a link in the chat. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the link in the chat, but I'm only gonna have like one or two people up here today, guys. Not gonna have a full panel today. So we might rotate a little bit or some shit like that, but I ain't gonna do a full panel today. We just one or two guys. But anyway, I'll get this live going. I'll drop this link right quick. Raider from LA, I see y'all there, fam. What's good? My brother JB in the building. What's up, JB? Chin Smoke, Gretna, Willie Williams, Augustin Road. What's up? What's up? All right, so they got the link. Yup. So Q&A, guys, far away. Can't even get a haircut out here. Yeah, man. They got all of those places like that closed down. Where you at, Kevin? Where you at? Yeah, a lot of places. I mean, they got some restaurants and stuff open out here. D get hit the punching bag. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you got one hanging up down in your basement or anything, get that out. It's good time to get some exercise on, you know. If you got an area, I mean, shit, it don't take a lot of area to exercise. You could get calisthenics on, but this is a good time to do it. Everybody showing lower back and forth. All right, let me see. All right, here we go. So, Immortal says, did you hear about the UFC 249 will go on without Khabib? He's stuck in Russia. The Ferguson versus Khabib fight has been canceled for the 5th time. Yeah. Unfortunate, too, because that's the biggest fight. But, man, so much going on with the UFC. The fact that Dana White is pushing to have this event go on, regardless of the situation with COVID-19. Not only that, this idiot John Jones getting arrested out in Vegas, drunk driving. Like, man, what a blow to the UFC, because, look, I'm sure Dana White's glad to have Conor McGregor back. But let's be honest, because of John Jones' problems, he never could really cross that star power. Like, he couldn't cross that level. This just slams the UFC, man. Because outside of McGregor, he's arguably the biggest face in the UFC. And I mean, John Jones is just a fuck up, bro. But Dana White, he's persistent about putting this thing together, man. He's like the show must go on, one of those kind of guys. Dana all about getting that money, man. Red Glove Militant in the building. What's good with you, fam? My man Samuel Shaw, D Duncan Donut Jefferson. What's up, Samuel? So yeah, I heard about that IBT, but I think you know, that everybody that watches UFC wanted to see that fight, that Ferguson Khabib fight, but I was wondering, like, how are they going to get him here? Because, you know, ain't no flights coming in or out. So I knew Dana White was going to push forward with UFC 249, but I pretty much knew that fight was in jeopardy, mostly because of Khabib. Soccer Training Club, what's good with you, John Cable? What's up? All right, Gretna says, what do you think about Bob Arum all of a sudden winning Bud versus Pacquiao? When Pac was on the top rank, he killed the fight. Well, I mean, really, Pacquiao's the hot commodity at 147 right now. So, regardless, I mean, look, Spence and them not trying to. Danny, Spence, Porter with the Kumbaya shit, they're not trying to fight Bud Crawford. So, Pacquiao's a big fight. He's the biggest fight for all of them individually right now. So, I mean, you got to expect Arum's got to do what he's got to do for his guy. So I don't really think like it's really an all of a sudden thing. They all want Pacquiao for the money and the name. Like you get two of the best. So I mean, shit. If those guys were to step up and fight Bud, we wouldn't really even be in this situation where Bob would have to lean back on Pacquiao, because even though for the money, you know, that might be the biggest fight that Bud could get. The biggest fight that everybody want to see at 147 is definitely Spence and Crawford. Hell, I believe a lot of people would like to see Porter and Crawford, Danny and Crawford, but these guys won't fight him. Hell, Ugas and Crawford. Well, Ugas is tied up in the match, but even still, so, you know, they all want Crawford. I don't really have a problem with Bob. Look, Eddie Hearn is doing the most right now, but let's not get it twisted. There is no fucking promoter in this game that knows more about promoting and working boxing the way Bob Arum does. I mean, let's keep it real. That old bastard, he still got all his wits with him, so he knows how to maneuver through this game. It's no problem with me, him going after Pacquiao. Bud's got to get something, bro. IBT said John Jones, great athlete, ruined by. Yeah, man, he's a fucking idiot. He is one of the greatest. I mean, you can't take that from him. He's one of the greatest that ever competed in the sport, but he's a moron with the stuff he decides to do. It's a curse of a lot of these athletes. All right, on Bias said, D, what you think about Billy Joe Saunders' domestic violence issues? Just like Tank. I mean, like, look, man, Kovalev driving drunk. These guys, like, I think that, you know, I really don't give a shit unless it derails the fight somehow. I'll put it to you that way, because he's going to get beat up. I'm not a fan of his, but I mean, it's this thing I'm biased with a lot of these athletes, and you know, if it's happening at the level of boxing, because they're not making the money like that these soccer players and basketball, football players are making. But it's this attitude with these guys, you know, when it's above the law type shit, bro. I really don't give a shit. The way Tank snatched that woman up out of there, like, he didn't give a fuck what was around him. So when these guys do stuff outside of the ring, bro, as long as it don't affect the fights I want to see, not to sound selfish or anything, and, you know, I hope the people involved that could be hurt are safe, but I really don't give a shit, bro. You get a fine, go to jail, do community service, good for them. As long as the fight happens. If it derails the fight, then, you know, that kind of ticks me off, but we know Canelo's going to fight great anyway. I would like to see him go unbiased. If something happened with this fight, BJS couldn't fight him, I would like to see him just go beat the shit out of Andre so everybody could shut up. It's okay. Offer Andre to fight. And if that motherfucker turned it down, bro, I don't even care. I don't care what the number was. 5 million, 10 million. If he turned it down, I'm done with Andre. That's what I would like to see, but I don't think it's going to derail the fight. What do you think, Unbiased? You think it's going to derail the fight? I doubt it. JB said Bud ain't in the mix for that Manny fight right now. I'm shaking my head. Nope. But that's why I'm trying to put him in the mix, but he's too dangerous, man. His team's not stupid, bro. Bud Crawford's too dangerous for Manny Pacquiao. Manny probably got the balls to do it. Don't think Manny wouldn't jump in there, JB. You know Manny would. But his team, let's be honest. A lot of people would like to see the fight. But as far as Manny is concerned and the money, there are bigger fights for him than Bud Crawford, where Manny could make more, where it'd be a more popular fight for Manny. So there's no need. Like, Manny don't have shit to prove. Like with Spence and, Porter, and they got something to prove. They should fight, but Manny don't have shit to prove. Samuel Shaw said Bob Arum clout chasing as usual. Could be a little bit of that too, Samuel. Keep Bud's name in the mix. I start promoting, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that. You guys versus Bud. I'll take it. Hell yeah, my Unbiased. Me too, bro. I would too. I'll take that all day long. All right, let's see what else we got. John Cable says Spence might not be back after. Yeah, John, and I consistently think there's a possibility of that. That's why I don't want to hear Spence talking about his clothes, his shoes. They're going to be balling. I want you to tell us about your career path and what's going on with that. Don't nobody want to hear all those ignorant ass Instagram posts and all that dumb shit. He need to get his mind right. Pull check says Bob Arum's an OG. Yeah. Hell yeah, he is. That old bastard been around for a minute. Way before I was born. That bastard been doing boxing longer than I've been living. Pull check said, but good fight. All right, so yeah, Raider. Yeah. For what I understand, I only read one article on it, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't read it all the way through, and I was going to research it. But yeah, he is a mandatory. But let me tell y'all something. Errol Spence can get out of that fight. He doesn't have to fight. Now, I don't know if he will turn it down. I think that that's a mistake. That's a bad fight for Spence to take right out of the gate. But it may be a fight that he's mandated to take now. But it's for the WBC, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it the IBF? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Because if it's the IBF, he may be forced to take that fight. He may be forced to take that, Raider. Or get stripped, because we do know that the IBF will strip you. They will strip you down. So we'll have to see about that. Gretna says, I agree with everything you said about matter of Pacquiao's name, payday, best both the worlds. You guys is the PBC fighter, I believe, that would fight. But yeah, I believe so too, Gretna. A lot of these guys ducking, but you guys is like, the thing with you guys is that he has nothing to lose. Like, even with Sean Porter, okay, so we look at Porter, right? Even though he lost his belt, he still has stock in his name because he gave Spence such a hell of a fight. And, you have people that think Porter won that fight. That Porter, even with the knockdown, Porter still won the fight. So Porter has stock. Has a lot of stock to lose, right? Spence, of course, has belts to lose. Danny Garcia also with the stock in his name, right? And with Danny, like, if he goes and fights Crawford and lose, he might lose his shot at the Manny fight, right? So these guys have something to lose. Whereas to you guys, he doesn't really have much to lose. He only has gain out of the situation. So, you know, a lot of these guys, and I always say these guys are not afraid to punch each other in the face. Like, let's not get it twisted. They're not afraid to get up there and punch each other in the face. It's all about what they can lose. Stock, a belt, the the undefeated record, or whatever have you. It's something that they could lose is why they duck. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm afraid to fight that guy. He might beat me up. Like, they don't give a fuck about that, bro. These guys are warriors, you know, and I don't, you know, these guys are not cowards in that aspect. So I've been saying for a long time, Bud versus you guys, Bud versus Lippy. Yeah, if these others won't fight them because they won't. Yeah, they be like Calvin Alaskis. They won't duck that smoke, bro. I agree with that. Lydia, what's up? What's up, Lydia? Bud versus Brooks should be next. It may be, and I hear them talking about that, JB, but it's a fight that I really don't desire. It doesn't prove anything. I mean, a lot of Crawford fans, Spence fans might put some stuff into that fight, but Brooks is a shell of himself. And he wasn't even full mass in the Spence fight because he came off of a grueling fight with Triple G. So, you know, even if that fight does happen, I'm about as interested in that fight as I am in Canelo GGG3. I have very little interest in that fight. Pull check said, man, he gonna fight Mikey and ride out with the bag. Yeah. And vacate the belt. Could be, but hell, he'd be leaving another double-digit million fight off the table should he win, pull check. Think about that. If Manny wins, how could he just leave, right? You talking about another double-digit million fight between either Crawford or Spence. If he loses to Manny, to Mikey, yeah, of course, leave. But what if he wins? You know, Tim Dub in the building. Dr. Mario, what's up, Dr. Mario? Tim Dub. Somebody said probably not. I don't know about what, but yep, probably not. All right, let me see. I'm scrolling down, guys. Trying to keep up with the questions. I'm going to fall behind some. Let me see. Jordan. What's up, Jordan? See, I ain't seen in a while, man. Yeah, Iceman, you know I am, bro. Y'all miss Jalik get attacked by a mountain lion. What, did he put it on his channel? Oh, shit. That would be crazy, bro. Did he really? Or did somebody come on his live and body him? Jordan said he won the race. Pull check said, yeah, D, you right if he wins. Yeah, if he wins. If he wins, it's like, it's so much that he leaving on the table, fam. You know what I mean? All right, let me see. Jordan, my brother. All right, so IBT says, right now, who do you have winning Danny versus Spence? Right now, IBT, I'll put it to you like this. The Danny versus Spence fight is a toss-up right now. It really all depends on how Spence comes back, bro. Like, what are the effects from this accident? The accident, and now, guys, we got to think about this. Not only the accident, but the layoff. Spence ain't been in the fucking gym like talking about, bro. We seeing him on Instagram and all of these other places that he's putting these posts and videos up. He's not in good shape right now. So we talking about an accident. We're talking about a layoff. So we have to see what Spence is going to get back in that ring. I will say this. If he is unscathed, as they say, if there's minor damage, bro, I don't see Danny beating Errol Spence. I see Spence winning the fight. Danny's flat-footed, bro. And Spence comes forward, but Spence got decent movement. He showed that. I mean, he decided to brawl with Sean Porter. That's not the fight that Spence has to fight. You know, and there's been other fighters where he didn't fight that fight. He stepped out, he moved around, you know, he can box. So I just think if he's back to, let's say, if he's back to 80%, it's going to be a good fight. If Spence is back like 90 or better, he's going to beat Danny Garcia. I would pick Spence, but it just all depends on how Spence looks when he gets back. That's the big question, bro. That's the big question. Smash that like button. I appreciate you, Tim. He just did a 2-mile mountain race. Oh, wow. That's what's up, man. I'm going to go check that out. I ain't been on Jalee's channel in a minute. Yo, D, if Mikey fights and beats Pacquiao, what makes sense for Mikey to fight after? Well, that's a good question, Raider. Really good question. I will say this. If Mikey beats Pacquiao, and honestly, and I don't think that he would do this, but honestly, I would contemplate retirement for Mikey Garcia. Now, let's be realistic. If he beats Pacquiao, he's definitely not going to do that, because the same with Pacquiao, he has another big fight on the table with someone, you know, and sitting over there with the zone and Mikey having the belt, they're definitely going to make that happen. So he would have another double-digit million fight on the table, because Mikey's a draw himself. Hell, he already got beaten the hell out of by Spence in a 12-round wash. And we know that Crawford would pretty much demolish Mikey. So maybe a Garcia versus a Garcia. You know, Raider? Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia. Danny get a shot at getting another belt back, and, you know, especially if Danny Garcia fights Spence and say Mikey wins and Danny loses, then that probably takes Danny out of the race for the Mikey fight. So, but that would be an option if Spence doesn't fight Danny Garcia. It'd be a Garcia versus Garcia. Danny Garcia go to try to get another title back, and, you know, because Mikey is talking about campaigning at 147. So if he beats Pacquiao, we know it's going to be no quitting. Or, you know, we might get a Spence rematch. You know, Spence gets in there, he beats Danny Garcia, Mikey beats Pacquiao, the rematch for unification, 3-belt unification. That would be huge, bro. You know, Mikey, I'll tell you right now, the narrative will definitely be Mikey saying that he moved up too quick. He didn't get time to acclimate to the weight, and blase, this and that. You know, he beats Vargas. He goes on to beat Manny Pacquiao. So that fight would sell. That fight would sell out of the yin-yang, the rematch between Spence and Mikey for 3 belts. So that would be a great option. Or, like I said, you know, say Danny Garcia beats Spence, then Garcia versus Garcia for 3 belts, another huge fight. So I think that, you know, the main problem would be Mikey sitting over on the zone and the PBC making these fights happen. But those would be the good fights. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, they are going to stay away from Crawford, but at least it would be unification for 3 belts. That would be my idea on it. Check said, never know what's going to happen when Spence gets it hit in the head the first time. Yeah, man, we're going to have to keep an eye on that and see how that turns out, because that's the big question. All right. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. My man, 1-2 Kid in the building. Unbiased says, I think I'm rolling with Danny on this fight. I don't know how good Spence is right now, especially with the card set. Yeah. I mean, I don't really mind anyone picking Danny, but I just say if, like I said, if Spence is back and feeling good, I mean, habitually he hasn't been in the best shape in between fights, so that's going to bother him, but so much. If Spence is back and good, I just can't see Danny beating him, but I wouldn't mind somebody going with Danny on this fight. I mean, that makes sense. Lisa Bale's in the building. What up, Queen Lisa? I see you out there. My man Ralph from Real. DSF gonna cry. Boxing Monster says, I got Spence. Danny Garcia been overrated, overhyped, overstated. Yeah. Where DSFG at? We know who he got. All right. So Abaya said, D, you saw Boots in his car out. Yeah, I see that. That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. And Ugas ain't really known for ducking no smoke, bro. I hope that they make that fight happen. I hope they make that fight happen. I just want to hear like some negotiations about it, unbiased or something. A lot of these prospects, these young guys, they're gonna call out these fighters, right? But Ugas is in line to make some things happen for himself. So I mean, it goes back to the whole high reward, low risk, high reward situation with Ugas take, because he's in line for actually to get into some title contentions here if he can win some fights. So I don't think he's going to dick around with Jaron and his boots anytime soon. If he loses a fight, that would still be a perfect fight for Jaron and his boots to take on. I want to hear something about some negotiations on it. That shit would be sweet, though. Let me see. Somebody said, man, they're going to slaughter little Mikey. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, guys, all of them, I'm going to tell y'all this. This is something I want to make this statement. I'm going to get to the next questions. I'm searching for it now on bias. But when we come back off this break, bro, a lot of these motherfuckers are going to be off that juice, dog. A lot of them. And we got to take that shit into consideration. I don't give a fuck if nobody want to contemplate that or not. We're going to have some upsets happening. We're going to have some people probably getting popped. But I can guarantee you a lot of these people going to be off that juice, bro. And they're going to have plenty of time to cycle off and all of that shit. Like, I don't know. Remember, Mikey was already fucking with Conte for the Spence fight. So we'll have to see. I'm biased. Nah, that fight very competitive. Manny should beat him though. Yeah, I would pick Manny against Mikey, but I think that fight's going to be a little more. That fight's going to be pretty competitive. That fight's going to be pretty competitive. Raider says fired. They appreciate that, Raider. All right, let me see where we at. All right, so yeah, man, the juice, man, the juice. These guys are going to look, athletes in general, because a lot of sports are shut down. These athletes are working out. They're packing on strength. They're packing on muscle, stamina, endurance. They're going to be on this juice. They're going to wean off, cycle down, but they're coming back into sports a different animal. Now, I've been on record for saying that I think the majority of these athletes out here in all sports are taking something anyway. But now they're going to be taking the stuff that they're not able to take, that they don't have to hide, because they can cycle off of that shit. And then they'll just go back right to the other supplements that are synthesized or, to still get some effects, but not, get popped on tests. But we're going to have some animals coming back in the sports, guys. For the sports fan, it's going to be a lot of exciting plays, knockouts, and such and so forth. But it's going to be dangerous for a lot of athletes, especially in combat sports, man. Especially in combat sports. That's speculation, that's opinion. But guys, we got to think about it, man. They basically have no rules right now. They don't have to worry about getting popped for juicing right now. And they have plenty of time to get off of that shit. Bias says Mikey too slow for Manny. He is slow. Mikey's got good timing, though. He's got good pop. And unlike Andre, he's not afraid to engage. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's competitive, man. And Mikey's smart, bro. Mikey's really smart in the ring. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm biased. I'm with you. I'm going with Manny, but I just think that it's going to be competitive. Like, I'm not picking Mikey over Manny. I wouldn't say that. All right, Jordan C said, I think Danny wins this fight. Just seems like everything is aligned for Danny to win. Could be, man. Could be if the fight happens. Because guys, think about this. If Spence says, "Nah, forget about what he been talking about. Oh, I'm unscathed. I'm ready to go. I don't want no tune-up." If he comes back and he says, "Nah, I got to take a tune-up first," like, how can you actually really hold it against him? Only thing people could say is that, oh, well, that's not what he said. He said he was unscathed. He said he was tough, blah, 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 blah. But come on, he flipped the car and got ejected from it. So if he comes back and he says, no, I'm decided to take a tune-up, how can people really get mad? I think it's a mistake if he fights Danny right off the bat. And if Danny wins, I wouldn't be so surprised. He gonna juice again. Yeah, tweet it. Yeah, man, they are gonna juice up, bro. Yeah, that's what I said, Iceman. Mikey has exceptional timing. I mean, it's going to be good, man. Manny Pacquiao is good, though. He's going to see the reason Spence beat Mikey, and I said this before the fight, is that he's going to get in there and disrupt Mikey's timing. And, that's what it takes. Now, Manny can do that. Manny can definitely do that. So it's going to be really interesting, man. Manny's got to watch out because Mikey got good pop, and he can hurt Manny. I don't think that we should think it's far-fetched that Mikey can hurt Manny. I think he can. Yeah, I haven't seen much from Spence. I hear you, Jordan. I don't think Mikey will allow Pacquiao to skate without using VADA. If they agree, both have to use VADA. That could be true, Monster. But Mikey gonna be using that snack though. That's for damn sure. IBT says I'm also rolling with Danny just because Spence has a lot of question marks right now. Yep. I see that. All right, Ralph said if you have to ask that question, then you haven't been watching. Oh, Ralph getting on somebody in the chat. Yeah, me too, Pool Check. Pool Check says if Spence is healthy, I have Spence over Danny. Right. If he's healthy. So let me ask you guys in the chat that if Spence is healthy, if he's hypothetically, he's unscathed, what do you guys see then? Who do you guys have then in that fight? Do you have Spence or do you have Danny then? That's a question. That's a question for the panel. It's Q&A go both ways. I ask you guys some, y'all ask me some. All right. Jordan said Danny versus Thurman still. Yeah, that was a really good fight. I think that fight's more one-sided now. I think Keith Thurman's done. I think he's done, guys. If VADA's not involved, Samuel Shaw said if VADA's isn't involved, then Mikey won't fight him. Yeah. Boxing Monster say you guys getting old. Yeah, bro, he's not that old. But he is aging, and that's why I said that with the Boots in his call out, he might not be in the cards for you guys right now. Because you guys can't. I have to agree with Monster in the sense that he can't dick around like with certain fights. You feel me? He's gotta make something happen because he don't have a lot of years to be dicking around. And Boots is a dangerous fight when he can get himself in line to get a title shot. Like, what's the point in fighting Boots in? Is he not going to make any money off of it? And it's not, if he beats him, he's beating a prospect, so he's not going to get a lot of fuss and rave off of it. So, might not be in the cards right now. But it would be a good fight, though. He said Daddy didn't look overrated that night too long. Yeah. I have to take you guys over Boots. Boots ain't fought no one near the caliber. Yeah, that's why I think it would be like really interesting, really good fight for Boots. If he could pull through that fight and win, that would be huge for Boots. Pull check, but I would. At this point, I would pick Ugas over Boots too, by majority decision maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that young prospect come in there and win. Because guys, look, this is what happens. You get these and you get these fighters, these young fighters, and that's how they make a name of themselves. They beat the big guys. So, and Boots has the tools. So can he put it all together and come in there and get a fight against you guys? I mean, the kid, he has good footwork. He's fast hands, good combination punching. So I think he could get the job done. It would be huge. It would be huge. Nobody said Nevada, Manny Pacquiao back in action, baby. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao, look, man, if he don't come juice on the fight, he's juicing now. Monster said, I'm on that juice now. El Jefe here in the building. Hey, El Jefe, what's the name of your other channel again, bro? I couldn't find it for nothing, dog. I was going back through my live trying to listen, and I'm not. I should have asked Unbiased, because Unbiased, he good with that. He go back and find shit and burn your ass with it. All right, here we go. So Soccer Training Club said, D, what's your take on King Ryan versus Tank? Okay, so I've already caught a lot of heat over this, guys, because I've caught heat for overhyping Tank Davis and blase, this and that, whatever. Listen, I think all of this with Ryan and Tank, right now, with what I see from Ryan and the improvements he's making, and what I assume that he should do in there when he goes and fights Linares, I have Ryan Garcia beating Tank, and I have him stopping Tank. But here's the thing, though, and I have to put this out there. It depends a lot upon how Ryan Garcia looks in this Linares fight. If he goes in there and he wins, but he struggles with Linares, it's a 50-50 fight with Tank. If he goes in there and wins in impressive fashion, like which I expect him to do, then I have Ryan Garcia beating Tank, and I have Ryan Garcia stopping Tank. So a lot of this has to do with this step-up fight with Linares. I think that Ryan Garcia has the tools. I think he has the speed. I think he has the power. He's definitely getting better in, the gym with Canelo and the Renostos and such. And so right now, I'm going to pick Ryan Garcia to beat Tank and stop him. But my mind might change if he goes in there and he doesn't look that good against, Linares. I got to be honest. So for me, Soccer Training Club, a lot of it has to do with Ryan's performance in this next fight with Linares. But at this point, I have Ryan beating Tank Davis because I'm not convinced of Tank Davis. I think that I've always been saying before he ever came to 125, I'm on record for saying I believe his power is overrated. But getting into that fight with Gamboa and struggling to stop him, I'm going to stick with that. Look, how many people question Spencer's power when he wasn't able to stop Mikey? Now, of course, that's just one fight, because this is what I keep hearing. Like, it's just one fight, this, that, and the third. But it's still against a fighter that he probably should have stopped. Well, we got to hold Tank accountable the same way. Gamboa is chinny. He's old, and clearly it's proven now that he had a gimp leg, bro. I gave Terrence Crawford the same heat for Jose Benavidez. You think I'm not going to give Tank Davis this heat? Shit, Unbiased knows this. I gave Terrence Crawford the same heat for Jose Benavidez, that you had a guy in there in front of you that had limited mobility, and it took you all the way to damn near the fight was over to stop him. So if I give Terrence Crawford that heat, how would I not give Tank Davis that heat? And for that reason, I think that Tank's power is not as legitimate as a lot of his fans think it is at 135. If look, Gamboa's chinny, bro. So when it comes to guys like Teofimo, Devin, shit, hell, even Lomachenko, these guys are not chinny, bro. And if you couldn't get a chinny guy out of there, you can pop these guys a few times, but they're going to keep coming after you, Tank. And Tank hasn't shown me that these guys, Ryan Garcia has the length on them. He has the length. He knows how to use it. He has the height on Tank. He has power and the speed. Forget about it. I think that Ryan may be a little faster than Tank, but he's damn sure as fast. So I have Ryan in that fight, Soccer Training Club. No hate on Tank Davis. It's just he hasn't proven anything. He's not doing anything to get better. And if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I would pick Ryan Garcia to win that fight by stoppage. My only thing would really be to look at the fight and decide like what round Ryan would potentially stop Tank in. So let me see. Let me get down to the next question if I can. Man. All right, hold on. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Damn, I got far behind. I'm trying to find out where my spot is. All right, guys. Well, I'm just going to go to the next. All right. Immortal says, I think Danny has a bad style for Pacquiao and an okay style for Spence, but relatively flat-footed and come forward fighters, especially after the accident. Danny is the best. Yeah. This is Danny's best shot, bro. I don't have any argument for that. I agree. El Jefe's top middleweight. Tank Davis. Boss, you crazy. Tank Davis. Umpire said Tank is eating a lot of food right now. He probably he pulling the Andy Ruiz out there, man. Tank Davis out there pulling the Andy Ruiz. He's not training, eating food, sitting around. I wonder if a lot of these guys are down in their basements or something, getting some workout on, going jogging or some shit, bro, because it's crazy, man. A lot of these guys are going to be out of shape. Tank walks around at 150. Yeah. Ready to say I will go on record saying Tank, saying Ryan beats little Manny Fresh as of now. Yeah, man. Like that's where I'm at, Raider. As of right now, I would have to say that I would have to pick Ryan Garcia. That's just my opinion on it, guys. I'm picking Ryan right now. He said, you guys remember DSFG thinking 147, 155 was middleweight on Unbiased channel. Yeah, that guy's a retard, bro. He don't know shit about this sport here. Tank carrying. What you say, put Tank ain't carrying that power up the same. He has smaller. Yeah, he's not, bro. He's not. And I think that's another thing. I think in the Ryan fight, Tank's power will be exposed in that fight. Yeah, Tank ain't in no gym. He ain't even watching gym on television right now. Samuel Garcia. Yo, any of the top lightweights, JB, I agree with that. Any of the top lightweights will put Gamboa under. They will put him right under, bro. And that just shows you something about Tank. El Jefe. Mikey not welcome in Dallas anymore. Whatever, El Jefe. Going to do a Texas fanboy live. All right, let's see. Here we go. Okay, El Jefe says, I want to see Virgil or Mo Hooker spark out Mikey. Virgil or Mo Hooker will both have a problem with Mikey Garcia, El Jefe. Virgil's still a prospect, and I think that he can beat Mikey. Don't get me wrong. I think that he has a chance to beat Mikey, but you don't just throw Virgil in there and assume that he's going to beat Mikey. As far as Maurice Hooker, that's a good fight. That's a good fight, Mikey Garcia and Maurice Hooker. But just them going in there and sparking Mikey Garcia. Who's been in there and just sparked Mikey Garcia? El Jefe. That's what I would ask you first. When has that happened? What fighter has done that? So Robert and Mikey are opening a gym in Dallas. He's gonna clean up, steal a lot of local talent. Hey man, it's a smart move. And Mikey might be a good trainer. That's probably what he should do. Go into training and get a couple of money fights and just retire. Iceman said Ryan training on the beach, son. I mean running in the sand. A lot of these guys were never in fighting shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why you can only put so much towards Spence, because he's been doing this his whole career. You know what I mean? So it's nothing new to him not being in shape in between fights. You Chicha Cruz, what's up, fam? No, I didn't see your question, Red. Put it. Hold on. No, that's why I was looking for the questions, Red. My bad. I was scrolling down. Let me see if I can find it. I definitely wouldn't have skipped it. Put it in again, Red. I can't find it. I can't find it, fam. Drop it in there for me again, dog. Mikey Garcia will beat the shit out of Tank Davis. Hell yeah. That's not even a comparison. Like, Tank Davis too small for Mikey. I ran out of StreamYard hours. No, I paid for that for the year, El Jefe. I don't have a stream yard limit. It's all paid up, buddy. The whole year, my friend. Ain't no running out, motherfucker. How about that? You ran out of StreamYard hours and all your different fucking accounts. All right. I'm trying to find Red. I can't find your question, bro. All right, let me see. Raider said, D, when you gonna make shirts? You idiot. Yeah, I am, man. I gotta get monetized first, bro. I fucked up with Google AdSense. I tell y'all right now. This is why I ain't monetized yet, which I don't really give a fuck, bro. I'm working on it, but so I fucked up with Google AdSense because some of you guys know about the D Jefferson's debate cage and shit. So I had a Google AdSense account, but both of them are through the same email. So I already had a Google AdSense account associated with Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, and I set one up with the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk email. And they said, well, this account is already associated, so it slammed the fucking monetization. Now I'm waiting like 3 weeks. I'm in a 3-week wait for Google AdSense because I had to close down the other account to get this one going. So it's a clusterfuck, man. You know, I fucked up the smooth transition. It is what it is. But I'm going to get some shirts. That's definitely one I'm going to make. And for the love of sports, let's talk about it. That shirt I'm going to make. And then some other shit, guys. But for the love of sports, let's talk about it. And you idiot. That's classic, bro. That's just classic. He said facts, Virgil stops Mikey. Man, we will have to see. Who has Virgil fought on the level of a Mikey Garcia? See, people so quick because the kid got power and all of that shit. Who has Virgil fought on the level of Mikey? And when has Mikey ever been stopped, El Jefe? And look, I said I'm going to have one or two people on. I'm gonna drop the only one or two at a time. But if anybody want to come up, but El Jefe, that's just not logical. All right, to train and spar together. Who trains and spar? They train and spar together. They'll never fight each other. Who are you talking about? Yeah, El Jefe on here trolling. Just a Q&A, El Jefe. Ask a reasonable question and stop with that bullshit. I want to see employees. Tim Dub. I didn't see. I asked Red to put it back in, bro. Red, put the question back in for me. We are
Yo,
about.
what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? DSF. Hold on for a second, El Jefe. DSFG. I said one or two people on the chat except you. Motherfucker, you are not allowed. You are only allowed in the chat, never on the panel. And if you don't want to come in the chat, that's on you. But you cannot come on my panel anymore until you learn boxing. That's a rule. And if I hear you on somebody's live and you sound reasonable and you start accepting that Danny Garcia is not God to boxing, then you can come on my panel and talk. But until then, bro, I'm not even wasting time with you because you are irrational, delusional, and you don't really understand the sport. So no cigar. But go ahead, El Jefe.
No, I was gonna speak on the whole Mikey situation versus
Go ahead.
Hooker,
Now,
Hooker,
remember, El
and
Jefe, remember, this is a Q&A, okay? And you joining me on the panel for Q. It's not a debate, and I'm not going to debate you, but go ahead and speak your piece. Go ahead.
so do I answer questions or do I ask?
You can answer questions. Go ahead.
Oh, my question was whole Virgil Ortiz and Mikey Garcia. Like, I really think Mikey Garcia loses to Virgil Ortiz, and you somewhat broke it down, but I want you to go deeper into that breakdown, man, if you can.
And Mikey Garcia versus Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Virgil's a come forward fighter, okay? So Mikey has seen fighters like this. Now, Virgil, from what I've seen, Virgil has some flaws with him. Mikey will be able to exploit some of those flaws, and will Virgil be able to adapt? These are the questions we don't know. Mikey has impeccable timing, and he has good pop too. He doesn't have to knock Virgil Ortiz out, but he has to give him enough to keep him honest, and I do believe that Mikey has that. And so he's going to keep him at the end of that 1-2, man. He's going to do what he does. He's going to time Virgil. And can Virgil adjust to what he's going to get in front with Mikey being in front? Virgil's not haven't had anybody in front of him like Mikey, or on Mikey's level, or with, you know, the skill sets that Mikey brings to the table. He might not be phenomenal like a lot of people say he does, you know, everything really well, but that's enough to a prospect. And that's exactly what Virgil still is, a prospect. So I think that, you know, you have to favor Mikey in that fight. Can Mikey take a punch? We know that Virgil has pop. We understand that. But listen, he follows under the same rules that all of these fighters do. You have pop, but how is that punch? How hard is that punch against top level fighters? See? Or how hard is that punch when you move up in the level of competition? And so that's basically what we're looking at with Virgil Ortiz right now. I can't legitimately pick Virgil Ortiz over Mikey Garcia, not right off the back like that. Do I think he can beat him? Yeah, but I'm not just going to say he's going to go in there and stop a man who's never been stopped over a competition than he's ever faced. And Mikey, you know, like I said, with that 1-2, with his movement, Mikey has good lateral movement. He'll be able to do some things with Virgil in there. And can Virgil adjust to it? That's the question. If the kid can adjust to it, I can see him winning. I still don't know about stopping Mikey, but I can see him winning.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, don't you remember that Mikey Garcia was struggling with Lipinet's pressure and his punching power a bit? Like Virgil is a much better refined version of Lipinet's, man, and he punches way much harder than Lipinet's.
Not really. He may have
Yes, he
more
does.
pop than Lipinets. I wouldn't deny that, but as far as him being a more refined, Lipinets has more experience than Virgil. He has experience in two practices of combat sports. And he brought it over and transitioned really well from kickboxing, which so Lipinets has some tools, bro. Lipinets is not just some scrub that we're talking about here. Virgil punches harder than a lot of welterweights. So to say that Virgil has more power than Lipinets, okay, that's fine, bro. But remember, Wilder just showed us that power is not everything, El Jefe. There's still other elements to the game.
Yo, and hold on, man, because Red Glove wanted you to answer his question, and you've been ducking his
All right, here we
question.
go.
Go on.
I'm gonna kick you off the live, bro, because I know you heard me. I didn't duck anything. I couldn't find this question. That's why I asked him to put it
No,
in.
it's not that one. I know it. I could tell you.
Well,
He was asking.
again, I didn't see the question, so I didn't duck any question. I missed it. So let me answer this one. Do you think Billy Joe ducked Canelo with that prank, or is this another one of these people? Call you. I don't. Are they saying that this is going to throw off the fight? Because I just said earlier I haven't read into it too much. I haven't even looked into that. Is this something that's going to cause this fight to derail? Because if it is, I don't know if he ducked him or not, bro. I can't even tell you that. I don't see why he would duck Canelo. I just think he did something stupid. If it's something that would derail the fight, then I just say that Billy Ho Saunders did something stupid. I'm not saying that he ducked it. I think he wanted to fight. I mean, who doesn't want him right now? Pull Check says, who do you think Ortiz should fight next? I think Ortiz should retire. But if he wants to prove something, he should fight Ruiz, Dillian White, Joseph Parker. I mean, any of those names would be suffice. He should try to chase down one of those fights. One of the guys that's around the top to get his name back in contention. But if he goes and fights anyone less, then it's just a waste, bro. It's nothing that I really am interested in. Or like, I don't want to see him fight, you know. And if he's not fighting to try to get back into contention, then I really don't give a shit, Pull Check. But, you know, I would say White or Oscar Rivas maybe is another good one. Oscar Rivas, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Andy Ruiz, one of those names. Red Glove, what's up, bro? All right, so real quick, let me say.
Hey, what up? Hey, that wasn't my original question, though.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick. So let me say this, guys. I'm not gonna have any more than 2 on. So if somebody else want to get on, we'll rotate. But we just really gonna answer questions like little Q&A. But what was the question, Red?
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask the question. You can answer it, and then I'll jump off. That way, somebody else can get on.
Well, I ain't nobody backstage, so you can kick it, you know. But go ahead though.
But I just wanted to know, and this is not boxing related, but it's piqued my curiosity. When you do your lives from the donut shop,
Right.
I notice you peek over the corner a lot. Are you looking out for the boss?
No. Okay, so the showcase, right? You know, the showcase is where we keep like the bagels and the donuts and shit like that. So right over there where I do my live, I can see them going to grab shit from the showcase. So I kind of keep that stocked up. You know what I mean? So I'm always peeking over there. Like if somebody come, I'm always peeking over there to see what they grabbing and shit. Just so that I can keep an eye on what I gotta make. You know what I mean? I gotta have them.
All right. I just had to ask that question. I did notice in the last one I saw a lady walk like behind you. So I was like, oh, it's probably not that. It's just every time I see those live.
That lady was the district manager, bro. Because you know we all wear black and shit. So you see, she had the blue shirt on. That was the district manager. I was doing the live while she was in there.
All right, yeah, I was just curious, is all.
No, but this, I'm glad you asked that because this is open Q&A. You ask whatever the fuck y'all want to ask. I'm just, you know what I mean.
All right. Well, thanks for answering that, D. If I come up with any other questions, I'll ask.
Yeah, anything, bro. Any question. I'll say this, guys. It's any question Q&A today. That don't mean you're gonna get the answer to all of them, because some of them might be like, "Hell no, I ain't telling you that." Nah, that's what's up, though, bro.
Oh, and real quick, can I say something? This isn't a question.
No,
I saw in the chat here what that idiot said. Nobody's ducking you. First off, this is a Q&A. It's not so you wouldn't even be bodying or getting bodied. But D Jefferson just don't want to put up with your bullshit. Is all it is.
DSFG?
Yeah,
bro. Look on the private chat on my stream, y'all. Right, it has 18 comments, and I'm pretty sure they're all from him because he was in the backstage, so he was leaving comments because I wouldn't let him on. It has 18 in the red because I haven't even read them yet, bro. Like I'm not gonna read them. Like I don't give a fuck what he has to say because it's absolutely nothing. So he's not talking on my live. I'm not even entertaining his comment, bro. I didn't even know I just looked over when you said that and I see 18 on the private chat, bro. Like this dude, man. I'm following the regular chat, you idiot. You idiot.
Yeah, I just made a meme, like not for a video, just a regular meme picture. Right. And it's me. It's like my logo, and it says states three inconvenient facts about Danny Garcia, and then it's a picture of Beetlejuice, and it's like Danny Garcia 38-0, outbox 2 robberies, because that's what he does. Like he waits for somebody to mention Danny Garcia's name.
Huh? You got a wrench, don't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, okay. I just seen a comment. You said he was blocking your questions.
Oh no, that was a joke. I was making fun of JFL. All right. When I posted that. Oh, well, thanks for having me, D. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I'll still be listening though.
All right. Well, Hamed want to jump on anyway. I think Hamed might have a question. Appreciate you, Red. All right, Hamed. Jefe, I'm kicking your ass out. If you got another question, you can jump on. This ain't no hangout section. What's up, Hamed? What's going on, fam?
How's it going? What are you up to?
Nothing, man. Just a Q&A, bro. You can ask any question from the chat. You can come join the panel. Somebody might have a question for you. So, you know what I mean? What's good with you, though?
No, I was just wondering what you're talking about because I just tuned in.
Yeah, just the Q&A, bro. I was answering questions. I'm scrolling through the chat now. Everybody.
All right. What do you think about all these fights being pushed back? Do you reckon any of these heavyweights will fight? Do you reckon any of these heavyweights, like, say if it gets pushed back even further, do you reckon some of these heavyweights will even fight this year?
Well, I will say this, Ahmed. I think that with these fights being pushed back, bro, as far as fights happening this year, I agree with you. We're gonna miss a lot of heavyweights fights, just fights in general, in most weight classes. But I really think that in a strange way, this is going to do good for boxing because it's going to be some spectacular fights when we get back to it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, dude, I don't care what anybody say. A lot of these guys are juicing up right now. So let's just be honest about it. Yeah. That's going to make for some very fucking exciting fights when we come back.
Yeah, but we might have to wait till next year because we already know. Yeah, we already know the Olympics are being pushed back to next year. A lot of these guys obviously won't be able to fight at least more than once. That's minimum at the moment. Some of these guys might not even fight once a year. At the moment, it looks like they could, but look at it. Before we were saying the boxing might get back in May. Now it's getting pushed back to June and July. I think Pulev is July. I believe the Dilawar Povetkin fight has been pushed back to June. I think I might be wrong or right on that. I'm not sure. I know it was meant to be in May, but I'm pretty sure it's only been pushed back a month. But if they all get pushed back towards the later half, then we don't know if these fights will get made. I do think the schedule for early next year will be loaded. That's if it keeps getting pushed back. Like, obviously, we don't know at the moment if this it's getting worse. Obviously, in the UK and other parts, but if it carries on like that, then some of these fights you can't fight behind closed doors. Like AJ is too big to be fighting behind closed doors. I don't think a fight between White and Povetkin will be behind closed doors as well. I think maybe Usyk, what's the guy's name? Chisora. Maybe that's the type of fight you could do, but there's only so many you could do. Like Wilder Fury, I'm not sure if we're gonna get to see that this year. Like, they say in October, but if this goes right to the end and it keeps, dragging on, which it could, like obviously at the moment, we just need to take precaution, and safety and health and safety comes first. But that fight could get pushed back to next year. So I don't know. I think it's kind of someone did make a good point, but it's kind of left a bad thing on the. Obviously, there's more important things in life than boxing. But just looking at boxing, we're starting to get some of the big fights after Wilder Fury, and now it looks like it's getting all pushed back. Like, but at the same time, I think we're lucky that we got to see that fight, because if this happened after they were meant to fight, that fight we probably would not have been able to see for a long time. Maybe towards the end of this year, at least we got to see that rematch play out. Now we're just waiting to see a lot of the other fights play out. But it has definitely kind of messed up a lot of things. Boxing is not a sport where you could. Some of these guys are dependent on fights. Like they only make it so much money. They can't really rely on. Obviously, the bigger names could get away with it because they've made so much money. But I think it's going to affect a lot of things, especially a sport like boxing, which is obviously a niche sport. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, you made some hella fine points there. I just, the sports world in general is taking a hit, right, on all this. But again, I just think that the aftermath of this is going to help boxing. Like football, you look at football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, right? And even football or football, they're not going anywhere. Those sports people are itching, just waiting for those sports to come back anyway. Yeah. But sports that were further down on the list is going to bring more of a light to it. And here's another thing, guys. They're still working on I got you on bias right after I get up. They're still working on doing these fights behind closed doors. And before this ban is over with, if they can pull that off with boxing, it's going to bring a ton of fans to the sports.
Yeah.
It's going to bring a ton of fans to the sport. Like, I know the environment, the people in the ring, that's all cool. But if they're able to, televise this, I don't know, do it in a studio or whatever, they could put a fake crowd behind them. It doesn't matter. The big difference is going to be for the fighters, because they're not going to have that environment around them. But as far as for the fans and the new fans, it's going to be huge, bro, because people are stuck in the house. And sports fanatics, regardless, like you think of hockey, football, but they can't reinstate these sports. Too many people are going to have to be around in that closed area. Too many people. The thing is, like, I think 30 or less or something. You may not have to have 30 people in a boxing match. Probably nowhere near that, right?
It depends on the fight. When you watch the undercard of a lot of these fights, like the first 4 or 5 undercard bouts, normally the arena's empty. I think you could get away with it on some level. The bigger the fight is harder. Then it's probably hard to do that and get away with fighting behind closed doors. But it depends how long this goes on for, because we've seen some football matches here not here, but I think it's mainly in Europe. That have been behind closed doors, and those are big, like, Champions League matches. So it depends, although at the same time, it depends on the level of the fight. If it's a big unification fight or a big fight that needs the gate, like Wilder Fury or something like that, I think they're going to have to wait before they could get a crowd in. But I do think they should start thinking about other ideas like fighting behind closed doors. Like some fights you can probably get away with it. Like some of the fights that are on the schedule, I don't think you necessarily need a crowd. If it's only a couple of thousand people there, I think maybe you could get more better viewing figures, and that could probably be a plus side. But I do think at the moment we just need to wait and see because a lot of the fights have obviously been pushed back, and we're probably obviously not going to get anything in April, May. I think maybe you might get something in some countries like Japan and that, but in America and especially in the UK, I don't think we'll probably see anything. Earliest at the moment, they say in June. So that's not bad, I think, for the time being. It depends. If it gets to that time and still you can't get crowds in, then I think some of these promoters need to start thinking about fielding some of these events behind closed doors because at the same time, you're still gonna the fighters still get paid, so you don't necessarily need to make all these fights in front of crowds.
So unbiased. So yeah, I feel you, bro. So unbiased says, D, what do you think about WBO president saying they are going to investigate Billy Joe's domestic violence video? I'll say this. You know, a lot of these sanctioning bodies have code of conduct. And this Billy Joe thing is being talked about a lot, so I'm going to do more research on it. But I will say this: these sanctioning bodies, a lot of them have code of conduct for their champions. And, this may be one of those things that's involved. They have a lot of rules, these sanctioning bodies, whether they enforce them or not is one thing. So, but I think that just has to do with the code of conduct. I think that is bullshit because, man, why isn't Tank being stripped? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't Tank?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So I think that is bullshit. Don't get me wrong. But if they have code of conduct in their bylaws or what have you, then this is why they're going to be investigating it. I mean, again, guys, politics gets involved in all of this shit. And, it could have something to do. I will say this. If that fight is derailed, how many people agree with me on this? And how many, I'll ask you this. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Yeah. If that fight is derailed between Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo, how about they fight Demetrius Andre just to kill all of
who are you talking about?
Canelo.
Well, Canelo is gonna fight Golovkin in September, regardless. If this whatever ban, I know a lot of people don't want to see that fight, but we got to keep it consistent. That still is the biggest fight, arguably, in boxing, especially in North America and America. Now that Wilder's lost and Joshua and Fury are going to fight, which is obviously a big fight in Europe. I don't think it's as big in America as it is in Europe. But at the same time, Golovkin Canelo is still a big fight. A lot of people feel Golovkin on the first, Canelo on the second. So if Billy Joe Saunders and I don't think Billy Joe Saunders will get stripped. That'll be very bad. Like we've seen worse things. He had his British Boxing Board of Control license taken away, but that just means he can't fight in the UK. But we all know Canelo and him were never going to fight in the UK. That's going to happen. That was going to happen in May or June in America. If this gets pushed back, I think the zone will just tell Canelo and his team, Golden Boy, to just forget the Billy Joe Saunders fight and just make the Golovkin fight, which I don't mind. I just think that needs to happen sooner rather than later. It's just, as the months go by, Golovkin's getting older. I think the quicker they get out the way, and if you get a conclusive winner, which I think a lot of people do feel will be Canelo, just like myself, most likely wins convincingly, maybe even by stoppage, that'll put that whole Golovkin saga to rest, and then maybe we could see Canelo early next year fight someone like Andrade or Billy Joe Saunders and then try and go for maybe a bigger fight in May and then September again next year. So Canelo might be looking to get out about 2 or 3 times next year. So I think guys like Andrade will have to wait because at the moment, you got to think of a business side boxing. The zone are going to try and make the biggest fight available. If they're going to miss out on a Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo fight, you want to rev up as many subscribers and viewers as possible. But this all depends on the whole ban thing, because you can't obviously stage a Golovkin Canelo fight behind closed doors. That's a big fight that you need the Vegas gate, and we already know if that's on the zone, it's not going to have pay-per-view revenue coming in. So they'll need at least a crowd and a high gate for that. So I think that fight will happen. But Andrade will probably be fighting Williams, and that'll probably be his only fight. It looks like this year, which for the time being is probably better than nothing. He could just stay busy, but he has to look good because he hasn't looked good recently. You still there?
Damn, bro, I was on mute the whole time. I didn't even know. So, on the Tribe D question, and this is any question, so I will answer this one, Tribe D. So, right now at this point, I only love one woman. That's my wife, because I don't cheat. But I do look. Men have eyes. So, yes, I find white women appealing. Pleasure to the eyes, especially naked. But I really never really discriminated, bro. I like all women, you know. I just like women. So, you know, I hope that answers your question. Like, I won't go screw any because, like I said, I don't fuck around on my wife. But, you know, I like to see women. I like to look at women. And I find them attractive. I like to see them naked and shit. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Man got eyes. They got to look. Champ, what's up? All right, let me see. Steven Schneider says, people who don't want to see GGG Canelo are crybaby haters. Both those fights were good. What y'all want to see another ass juice go for that or BJS running 12 rounds? Y'all tripping. Here's the thing, Steven Schneider. And it's opinionated, bro. So you can't really be saying that people that don't want to see that fight are crybabies, because I ain't no crybaby, bro. I want to see Canelo fight anyone. So will I watch the fight? Yeah, hell yeah. But I'm just not interested, Steven Schneider, in fights that have no intrigue, no suspense. I don't see any intrigue or suspense in this fight. I think Canelo's going to win for sure. And so when it's a fight where I think like either fighter could win or something like that, then there's intrigue, and I have none in this fight. GGG, and I just talked about this. I was on live with my man Jay, Julie's Ring IQ, and we were talking about this, right? And so here's the thing: GGG is going to get beat up, bro. And the only way he can win that fight, we understand, is that he's going to have to knock Canelo out. But look at his Steve Rose, which Steve Rose was tapping up GGG in that fight. This is Steve Rose, dog. And then he fought Deverenchenko, which a lot of people think Deverenchenko won that fight. So he's clearly been on the decline. And after coming off of a tough, tumultuous fight like that with Deverenchenko, you don't going into a fight with Canelo next, bro. He's older, dog. So what do you think is going to happen? Do we really think GGG is going to win this third fight? Nah, bro. And so since there's no suspense in the fight, to me, that's why I don't really want it. It's not that I'm hating on GGG or I'm a Canelo fanboy, not like that. It's just it's no suspense, no intrigue in this fight for me, Steven Snyder. That's why I don't want to see it personally. So I mean, if we actually thought GGG could win, it might be interesting. I don't think GGG can win that fight. And like I said, he definitely ain't knocking Canelo out. So I mean, All right, so I said Andre versus Canelo to shut up the new. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like if something happens and that fight with Billy Joe Saunders get derailed. No, ain't nobody else backstage. Let me drop the link in the chat just in case somebody else want to jump back up here. Nobody else backstage boxing wants. GTF link in the chat just in case somebody got a question they want to come up or a statement they want to make. I still haven't found. Let me see. I still haven't found an Andre fan. Maybe I just hang in the right YouTube. Hey, you know what? There are a lot of there not a lot of Andre fans. I haven't found any real ones either, bro. To tell you the truth, Pull Check says good answer. Appreciate that. Hey, what's or statement?
I got two questions, bro. First of all, it's more of a personal question. Like, who has been your three toughest debates? And like in the YTBC, who do you consider the pound for pound debater, not including yourself?
Like the top debater?
Yeah, box debaters, yeah.
All right. Hold on. Was I sounding okay? And what you talking about unbiased? He said D drop off. Oh, you get
You're
Am I clear?
You're cutting in and out. That's about it.
All right, hold on, guys. Let me I'm gonna go out and come back.
Hey, Jefe, my bad. I just realized earlier I didn't even say what's up to you.
No, what's up, man?
Hey, what up? I didn't mean to be rude like that.
All right, so here we go. All right, so that's two good questions. All right, so the first one was who were my toughest three debates in the YTBC? Is that right?
Yes, yes, that's the first one.
Yeah. The toughest three guys that I debated in the YTBC was Unbiased, Unrivaled, and IBFP. So I've debated all of those guys, and damn, I can't. I got you. I'm getting ready to kick somebody off though. But
wait, and the top three.
Hold on. I got you. I'm gonna let you stay. I'm gonna answer these questions. So, Unbiased, Unrivaled, and IBFP. Those were, if I'm going to be honest, those were my toughest three guys that I debated against. Now, what was the last? Who was pound for pound, in my opinion, the number one guy in debating?
No, the top three, yeah, not including yourself.
Okay, so exclude me, the top three guys debating on YouTube, in my opinion. I'm definitely gonna put Unbiased there. No, I mean, because dog, look, he's one of the reason I put Unbiased, because you're asking me my opinion, and I do a lot of debating. So the reason,
but be realistic, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Why I'm being realistic, because as much as people see Unbiased and I agree now, Unbiased and I used to fucking commonly have debates, bro. We used to have debates all the time, bro. He'll tell you. And he was really tough. He was like super tough. So it's no bias. It's just from who, like if I was a fighter, who I faced in the ring, and you asking, well, who was your toughest fight? Well, Emmanuel Augustin, we know wasn't the toughest fighter, but to the great Floyd Mayweather, that was his toughest fight. You understand? So it's all about competition is how I'm measuring this. So I'm going to have Unbiased in there. I'm going to put Mark Unrivaled in there for one, because he knows a lot. Now, I've gotten him on some debates, don't get me wrong, but he has a lot of information like right there in his head, you know, and I wouldn't like debate him on history of fights or something like that, like who fought who. I wouldn't even debate Mark on that kind of stuff. So
yeah, he actually had a debate like that recently. Mark did.
Right.
And the guy, and he made him look back because the guy's like, well, I'm doing this right off the top, right off the dome with no information in front of me. And Mark was like, I'm doing it right off the dome too.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, he's very good at using your words against you. And then Unbiased, he does that as well. And also, he keeps a lot of receipts. He keeps a lot of shit that you don't even realize. It's like, no, I remember when you said this. Hold up, I got the clip right here.
Right.
Hey, yo, D, put Justin Trouble's his chat, man. Put his comment, man. Yeah, that's real shit, man.
All right, and then so it's the same three, really, bro. It's the same three. It's Unbiased, it's Mark, and well, hold on. I'm gonna tell you something, and no disrespect to my brother IBFP, but I heard Beats and Rhymes debating, and he's pretty vicious too, bro. I haven't debated him personally, but if you're going to ask me like top, I would probably put Beats in there before IBFP. And again, IBFP is my brother, dog. Don't get me wrong, but Beats is tough as fuck, dog. I gotta be real.
Have you debated him before though?
No, I haven't. I've heard him in the debates, and I haven't.
Yeah, but those guys stay in a safe place, man. Those guys don't go out of their way to find debates, man.
They don't need to, bro. They don't.
Them British cats, bro. They stay in their lane because I had to go looking for them, bro. When I debated them, man. Like,
well, Mark is everywhere. El Jefe.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I'll give him props for that. I bodied his ass. No disrespect, but that's just.
I don't believe that.
El Jefe, but you said that you on his own live. You said that he gave you an L and that you know how to take an L. On that same live that you say you bodied him.
Right.
So why are you changing the story now?
Listen to El Jefe's crazy claim.
I just want to know why he changed the story. You know, I'm not trying to come at El Jefe in any kind of way, but I specifically remember him saying that, and now he's saying that he bodied him. So which is it?
Nigga, El Jefe done bodied everybody, but bodied no one. That motherfucker always he bodied somebody. All right, so guys, we got a question or a statement? What we got?
Shit. I mean, I kind of want to answer that question from El Jefe, like who's my toughest debate.
Oh yeah, good. Let's go. Let's do it.
I think obviously D, you're there. And then I gotta put Dan the Man in there too, because he knows his boxing. So Dan the Man.
I heard about him though.
Yeah, I debated Dan the Man so many times, bro. We always clash on certain things. So Dan the Man, I gotta put him in there. Who else? Get the Smoke. Certain times, see, Smoke is another person that can go and pull up receipts, but you know, he's hot and cold, but sometimes he gives me some decent work. So I'll Get the Smoke his respect there. And then who else? So it's you, Dan the Man. Then I gotta say, I'll put Smoke in there. And just off of who I've debated, not even just listening. So I gotta say those are probably my top three. And then I think I forget his name, man. He's a historian, but I debated him once. He was tough too. It's like pound for pound something. I forget his name. He was a tough debate too. basically historians are the tough debates for me, because they know their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's tough
Exactly.
sometimes. I'll give them
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised nobody mentioned the boxing librarian because he's a lot like Mark, like as far as knowledge is concerned. They
Yeah.
have
I
a
never debated him though, so I
I,
can't, that's why I'm not putting him there.
and I've heard him debate, and I will say this about librarian. Uh, he is a lot like Mark when it comes to like the history part of it, but with librarian, he's you know how you got these guys where like resumes and you know who these guys have fought and you know what I mean, things like that. So here's where he'll trip you up if you're like a rookie at it. This way he matched up a half. He'll sometimes pull off of contents and check your knowledge, right? With a guy like me, I wouldn't allow him to do that because if the knowledge he's trying to check is irrelevant to the context of the debate, then I wouldn't even go there. And as soon as you go there with him, you're fucking done, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So if you allow him to pull you into that, then you'll be hell to deal with. If you allow him to pull you in that, but you
yeah,
got
he's kind of like an alligator. He'll drag you into deep waters and make you drown.
right. You got to keep
That's what
your
historians do.
stay away from. You can't challenge. See, with guys like that, the only time I've battled like unrivaled, so to per se, we've only really went back and forth when it comes to what would happen in the ring or what's happening in the ring or breaking down a fight or who would win. You understand what I'm saying? That's the type of things that, other than that, I don't fucking debate him. What I would do is I would go check his info because 9 times out of 10 this shit is right. Why am I going to debate on something that I'm not sure if it's right and 9 times out of 10 he's correct? Like you set yourself up to lose, right? So, but you know, I got an honorable mention, and I debated him briefly, right? But I could tell he's tough and he knows a lot about boxing. Honorable mention is Nyota. Nyota's pretty sharp, bro.
Whew. Yeah, man.
I gotta put him.
That dude, he knows his shit.
Yeah, he's really sharp, bro. And I just thought about Nyota. I forgot what we got. It wasn't like a real. It was just like a little brief debate, but I just went at him real quick, like you know, like I go at everybody. I was like, oh, wait a minute, he know what he talking about.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So
the thing,
there, bro. I like Nyota. He's pretty, and you know, and Nyota's pretty sharp. Like this guy understands what he's seeing in the ring too, because he's in the prediction league with me, and didn't he win last? He just passed me up last season, right at the end. He beat me by like 12 points or something. But we talked about fights and like what happens, and like me and Unbiased, like we'll do.
Nyota used to box.
Really?
He currently boxes too. Yeah. Now me and him, that's my dude, yo. Nyota, yeah. Bro. He knows his
what's
shit.
going on in that ring, bro, and that's what makes him so sharp. Like, so you can't just like, come with some bullshit when you talking to him, because he'll eat you up, bro. He'll eat you up. Like, it's some tough guys on here. It's some real tough guys on here. But then there's some easy guys on here, like El Jefe.
Oh man!
Wow. So Red Glove, since you up here, that's a good question by El Jefe. Who is your top 3 toughest opponents, and who would be your top 3 pound for pound if you had to choose?
I'm sorry. What's the question?
I said, well, I'm just re-asking El Jefe's questions to you. His first question was from who you've debated on YouTube in the YTVC. Who were your toughest opponents, and then who would you pick? Who would you say would probably, in your opinion, are the top 3 pound for pound when it comes to debating?
All right. So with me, I'm gonna be honest. I know I talk like real confident and everything, but I consider myself to still be somewhat of a prospect. I didn't start debating until I got into the UGC, and I'll be honest, I haven't really debated that many people. You know, I found myself in debate. You know, it happens, but you know, I just I just want to put that out there. I wouldn't say that I've really debated like the top guys. Like, you know, I've never really disagreed with Unbiased on something to debate him, or you know, and that's the thing. Like, so
yeah, I don't kind of had any debate. So,
what was that?
I said I don't think we've even had any like.
Yeah, we haven't had any like debates. Like we had in the beginning, we had like little minor disagreements, but the problem is this too, because a lot of people think that me and Unbiased sound alike.
Yeah, I did when I first came there.
Yeah. So I think I would try to get in on the debate with you, but it ended up just being you and Unbiased. So you know, I think that's why that never really came to fruition there in the beginning. But yeah, I think I'm a pass on that question just because I just think that I'm not gonna be able to give like a really good answer for that.
All right, I
mean, what am I gonna say? El Jefe, Jamal, and JFL. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can say out of people that I've heard debate,
you're silly, man.
I could talk about people that I've heard debate. You know, that's why I brought up the boxing librarian. I would put him up there. I would definitely put Unbiased up there.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? I put ILTBA up there too. And let me tell you why. ILTBA, a lot of times he'll like, you'll be so sure about a situation. And ILTBA he has a way of putting things in a perspective that it's like, you know what? Maybe I don't know as much as I thought I knew about this. You know what I'm saying? And he's very good at that. And he doesn't even like get heated about the shit a lot of times. Like he's real calm and everything. He'll lay out they're facts. And then after you hear, you know, what he presented to you, it's like, damn, you know what? I never really thought about it that way. You know, and I would say Get This Smoke is an honorable mention because what Unbiased said, you know, when it comes to certain things, like he could really catch you slipping, you know.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Smoke likes to live in the realm of facts a bit, like me too. But sometimes Smoke comes with opinion, like overtly opinionated sometimes, without any facts behind it.
That's what he does. I just put the comment on IBT just said the same thing. He was like, Get This Smoke is good, but sometimes things become too opinionated or subjective. He's good stamina. He's got good stamina for a boxer.
There you go.
Yeah, but you know, that comment there, that's spot on, IBT, and that's what makes him tough, though. That is what makes him tough, because see, like a lot of what we do here when we debate and go back and forth, a lot of this shit is opinionated. But what makes you tough is when you can pull up like Unbiased and Smoke, and even me here recently, because I've been feeding off of fucking Unbiased, but when you can pull up receipts and validate what you're saying, whether it's an opinion or not, when you can do that, that's when you become tough at debating. Like, you know, prior to me fucking with Unbiased, I just used to wing it, bro. I used to go right off the top. And I had a lot of shit to validate what I was saying, but it's always easier when you can just pull something up and slam it in their face. Like, okay, I know what you guys said about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. But again, guys, if y'all haven't heard Naota, I had just thought about him. Y'all go try to debate him. I bet you have a hard fucking time.
Nah, don't go debating Naota, bro, because you're gonna get chewed up. You're gonna get chewed up. He knows his shit.
You have a hard fucking time, dog. That's for sure. I'm trying to set somebody up on bias.
Hey, IBT is a sleeper. IBT knows his shit too. He be coming up with it from a different angle. I'm noticing that. IBT.
Oh, yeah, I see. I've been listening to IBT, bro. He's sharp. He's sharp as attack. Like,
yeah, he's solid.
That's one thing I like
It
about.
reminds me a lot of.
I thought him and Intangible. I thought that was like Intangible's little brother or
Yeah,
some
that's
shit.
what I was gonna say. It reminds me a lot of Intangible.
Right. Martin Machine.
But I was gonna say, man, since
hold on, real quick. I'll have faith. Martin Machine said top 5 debaters in no order: ILTVA, D Jefferson, Unbiased, 1-2 Kid, and Red Glove Militant. That's a good list. That's a good damn list.
well, let me say this real quick because a lot of y'all, man, a lot of you guys, man, if this was boxing, man, you guys would be protected, bro. Like El Hef has been the only one debating everybody, bro. Check my resume, man. Like check my wins, check my losses, bro. Like,
oh my god,
check who I've debated, man. I debated everybody,
I don't
bro.
think
So
you know
let me
who
just
you're
say my
talking
top
to.
three. Let me say my top three,
right,
man.
My
top
before you
three
say that, though,
toughest
before you say
debates,
that,
man.
Before you say that, though, real quick,
hold on, real quick.
I don't think you know who you're talking to. D has literally traveled around YouTube and debated a lot of people, and so have I.
Yeah, but you guys haven't bodied me. So what does that make y'all, man?
Okay, I'll have to give us your top.
Okay,
three.
but let me say my top three, man. My top three hardest debates, man. I would say it would be the boxing Liberian. I think we had a draw. It was a tough debate, but I think I pulled it off at the end because he booted me, so that counts as a win for me. I would say number 2, Mark. Mark was solid. I think I edged them at the end. So I got 2 split decisions, man. It's against one of the 2 hardest dudes to debate. And my third one, I would say, who's that dude that jumps on? And what's his name, bro? Two Hands. He's solid, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, but Two Hands likes to play mind games, bro. So if we keep it boxing, I'll body his ass. Easy work. Right. And Iota, man, if you want to smoke, you know where you can find me, bro. We could debate it out. And my easiest debates, I would say, is D Jefferson.
We're not doing the easiest. Give us your pound for pound top 3.
Oh, pound for pound, El Jefe.
You can't. Wait a minute, motherfucker. You said we can't include our that. Not include myself. This was your question. Then you're gonna include El Jefe. You egotistical bastard. Give us your top 3, excluding.
Boxing Liberian, probably Mark, and Get the Smoke.
And Get the Smoke.
Well, I haven't debated Get the Smoke because we usually agree on the same shit. So
that's just my list. Not a bad list because Boxing Librarian and Mark bodied your ass. That's for sure. So I like your split decision description, but that's alternative facts, as they call it. You got bodied up by both of them, but that's not a bad list because Librarian and Mark is good. But you just brought up a good point. I'm pretty sure Unbiased agrees with this. Mr. Two Hands is tough. He's tough.
Yeah. Yep. He's good.
Yeah, but he trolls a bit, so it's kind of tough. When you're trolling, it's kind of tough too.
Everybody that you just said that trolls and this, that, and the third, motherfucker, they'll all body you. And I heard you about to say your easiest list. My name was first.
Yo, I'm surprised you didn't mention Dan the Man.
Yeah,
bro, I bodied Dan the Man on the Mike Tyson situation.
He bodied you up pretty comfortably. I mean, that shit was low key. I felt embarrassed for you.
Hey, bro, we're talking about Mike Tyson and Deontay Wilder. This fool brought up Razor Ruddock, man. Like, come on, bro.
He destroyed you, bro. Like that shit was not even close. It was bad. Man. Yeah.
And there's no evidence of that.
Up, man.
Yeah, there ain't no evidence.
You deleted the video. Is that why you shut your channel down?
Nah,
because that body he caught on you. Oh shit!
Well, hey, if he want the rematch, man, I'll give him the rematch. What's his name? Dan the Man. I'll let him know, bro. I'll let him know in the chat, man. He wants to work. I'll give him the work.
So, Hefe, for shits and giggles, and I really do want to hear this. Give us your list of the 3 easiest debaters that you faced on YouTube.
Oh man, the 3 easiest, I would say Samuel Shaw. I bodied his ass. Easy work on Jaleek's. No disrespect, but I think I think Jaleek's easy work, and the other one I would say probably it's between D Jefferson or Intangible. Either one.
Okay, all right. So that was for the shits and giggles. But El Jefe, while you up here, now I got a question for you. And this is for everybody in the chat, and I'm biased. I'm gonna let you start off with who are, in your opinion, are the most delusional debaters in the YTBC. I just want the top two. I'm biased. You go ahead and start off first. Top two delusional debaters in the YTBC.
Man, shit. I would have to say El Jefe. Oh no, you know what? No order. Actually, no, let's do an order. JFL DSG for sure. He's number one, like solid number one. Granted, in stone, number one, DSG. Then I'm gonna say Jalik, sometimes a little delusional when it comes to like Boots and Andrade. And then I gotta say El Jefe. Those are the three delusional debaters.
Okay. El Jefe, your top three delusional debaters.
Well, I'm gonna go with JFL number one. He's on this Danny Garcia shit, man. Number two, I would say Samuel Shaw. He's real delusional with the Mikey Garcia situation. Samuel Shaw, bro. And Samuel Shaw is this type of dude, bro, where he thinks he like only calls like every once in a while, and he thinks he's dropping knowledge, bro, but he's dropping bodies, bro. He's getting body each time he calls in. And number three, I would say, man.
Hey, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take El Jefe. I'm gonna take El Jefe off my list and put H Money where I put El Jefe.
H Money,
yeah, he's number three.
And he knows his sports, probably honorable mention.
All right, so I'm gonna put, and look, this ain't no disrespect to you, El Jefe, but I'm gonna put you up there as far as one of my top three delusional debaters, simply because motherfucker, you don't know what a body is. Like, bro, you sat up here and said you have body unbiased, you have body me, you want to split decision over Mark Librarian, and you body this goddamn demand, but nobody agrees with that, bro. You never body me ever. Like, I'm telling you, like, you have never body bagged me, bro. I've never heard you body bag them. Oh, you got to be in my top three delusion. Basically, y'all stole the words right out of my mouth, though, with DSFG. He's definitely up there, and I solidify him with bias as number one. This guy, he doesn't even debate. All he does is come on lives and spit alternative facts. Bullshit, basically. So, no doubt, IBT. So, DSFG.
Hey, D, let me do my list one more time real quick, because I think I got it now. Is DSG, JFL, he knows his sports, and H Money. That's my three right there.
Right. Well, I was going DSFG, El Jefe, and he knows his sports. I definitely was going to put him up there. H Money definitely gets an honorable mention. But with him, the reason I don't say that he's one of my most delusional, because he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. Like, he knows the sports in DSFG and El Jefe. They believe the bullshit they're saying. Like, El Jefe actually believes he bodied Librarian. He believes he bodied me and you. So that makes the delusion even, more real. H Money just don't know your ass. And then all he does really is gets into personal arguments and start yelling. So I don't even count him. You know what I mean? He could be like one of the top three.
I think El Jefe's trolling, though. Like, I don't think El Jefe really believes that he won those debates. He's just doing it, just to troll. Am I wrong, El Jefe?
Nah, bro. I was gonna say the trap comment, bro. The top three, the top three debate duckers, man. Like, who has ducked these debates, man?
This nigga said, "No, bro." Delusional. All right, bro. That was a good question, El Jefe. All right, look. Next question, bro. Let me see. Next question. I didn't see anybody asking any. So I got a question for you guys. If Ryan Garcia Especially, if I want you to answer this first, and people in the chat, y'all can answer this too. If Ryan Garcia goes in there and has a great performance against Jorge Linares, say 5 rounds or less, he beats him up, he stops him. What are your guys' opinion on, forget about Tank, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia?
You know, stylistically, Haney and Linares fight differently. However, since Haney and Devin, they know each other in the ring. Like they've been in the ring together a lot,
right,
in the past, so they do know each other's styles. Obviously, they both developed more. But I think Ryan has the power over Devin, and he also has the speed over Devin, so he could catch Devin and rock him. I mean, he rocked him in the amateurs. If you watch the amateur fights, he had Devin Haney almost doing the stanky leg. So I think now in the pros, if he catches Devin, then yeah, he could potentially knock Devin out. I think Ryan has the power at 135 to knock pretty much anybody out. Maybe besides like a Teofimo Lopez, because we saw his chin be proven. So I don't know. I think it's a tough fight for Ryan, though. I'm still gonna say that because Devin Haney is a really good boxer. I could see him outboxing Ryan, but I could see Ryan's speed, and the power. I could see him landing on Devin too. So for me, it's a toss up fight. That's a toss up.
Right, because that last kid was kind of quick, but he was giving Devin some problems. And I mean, I know that Ryan's quicker than he is, and different styles, but still, just the speed would give him a problem. So I agree with that. What you think?
Bro, I still think it's a bit too early for them to fight. We haven't seen like what they could improve on, or like what they're lacking. Like I don't know if Devin Haney has a chin. I don't know if Ryan Garcia has a chin. But if we go by if he beats Linares, like what really does Linares prove to Ryan Garcia? I think Linares is a has-been fighter. I think he's gonna get knocked the fuck out by Ryan Garcia. And so it doesn't really prove anything. So, but if Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia do fight, I would favor Devin Haney. I think that outboxing type of style, that movement would give Ryan Garcia trouble. I don't think Ryan Garcia is a pressure fighter. I think he would struggle against someone that moves. So that's just my assessment.
But Gamboa did a lot for Tank, though. Never mind. I'm not even gonna debate you.
I don't think that Linares is the only thing. I don't really agree that Linares is like washed up or anything. I mean, he's not at the top of his game, no doubt. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but as far as everything, I mean, he had a good showing against Morales. It was a pretty good showing to me. And then who's that nobody he fought before? Well, I mean, but still, bro, come on. Who's Nunez? Isn't that who Tank fought before Gamboa?
Yeah, but I ain't trying to debate that. I'm talking about Ryan Garcia and his resume. I ain't talking about Tank, man.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna look at what they do in the ring against the fighter standing in front of them, then we can't say that who's Morales, because we didn't say that when it was about Tank. Like, who's Nunez? We, especially Tank, we still gave Tank credit for that fight. So we can't sit up here and then in turn say who's Morales, right? We can't do that. So, but Jorge Linares, unlike Tank, has 47 fights, 47 wins, 52 fights under his belt. So I think that this is a real good test for Ryan Garcia. Soccer Training Club said, and I believe that it's a 50-50 fight. I didn't answer that question. Even if he beats Linares, I still say it's 50-50 between Tank and Devin Haney. So Soccer Training Club, Boss, I'll let you answer this one. He said, do you believe Linares learned a lot from Loma and can pass a threat to King Rye?
I don't know, man, because from what I saw in Linares' fight, last two fights, I'll say that I don't know if he learned anything from Loma, but I do think that Linares can give Ryan some type of resistance, possibly. But me personally, I think that Ryan is gonna ice him early. That's just my opinion. He's a big kid, good punching power, really good speed. But Linares, he's no slouch, but he could give Ryan some type of resistance, possibly with the hand speed himself and punches and bunches. Maybe that'll make Ryan honest. But I could see just Ryan slipping a left hook in between Linares' combination and just knocking him out, 1 through 5. So that's pretty much my prediction of that fight. That's just how I see it going down.
Right. I think that soccer training club. I think when you look at guys like Jorge Linares, and I just mentioned like he has 52 fights under his belt, right? And I'm not going to say it's one of these situations where you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but he's pretty much set in stone, like who the boxer he's going to be. And with the style matchup and the differences in dimensions and everything between Loma and Ryan, I don't really feel like there's much that he can pull from Loma. Ryan's not going to do the things that Loma did in the ring to Linares. And I would side with him biased a little bit. He may be able to throw something the kid's way that the kid has to adjust to, not the other way around, because it's Ryan that's the rookie here. So, that would be my answer to that. I think Jorge Linares just has to come to the ring the best possible Jorge Linares that he can be. And then that's going to be enough to trouble Ryan. And we're going to have to see if Ryan can adjust and win the fight. I think that's pretty much how it's going to go. But I don't think much could be learned or taken from the Lomachenko fight, considering Ryan. And that's just my opinion, bro, because Jorge Linares has so much experience. He's been in the game for so long. Martin Machine said top 3 whack ass debaters. Well, H Money definitely is that because he can't debate. He's an idiot. And DSFG is definitely up there on that because he can't debate. And to be honest, and look, I have no beef with Jalik or anything, but I will put him up there because he doesn't answer questions, bro. Like him and DM, why are you going to debate and you don't answer questions? Like that, to me, that's a whack ass debater. Like you have to answer questions. So if we say who's the top 3 whack ass debaters, I would put Jalik up there, DSFG and H Money, because H Money is just a pure idiot. He screams and yells and then he starts on personal attacks. That's not debating. He does that with everyone. And then the other 2 they don't answer questions. Like if somebody charged me with a question, I'm going to answer it. That's what debating is all about. You answer the question and get your point across.
And debaters who cannot bring facts to the table, to me, they're whack ass debaters. Like because we could have a conversation about our opinion, but if we're not really, bringing facts to the table, is that a debate? I don't think it is. You know what I'm saying? We're just having a conversation at that point. So I think debaters like JFL, like Jalik, like Jalik never brings facts. So yeah, you could say that. And then H Money, they don't bring facts to the table. So that's not really a debate. I can't debate you about your opinion of a scorecard. Like, so, yeah.
He said, top 3 whack ass debaters. I have to thank Jalik, the bleeder, and JFL. I gave Jalik that name, Jalik. Well, a combination of me and Black called him Jalik. I called him the bleeder. Oh shit, man, that's good stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a fact. Hey, so Mike, you say you was going live later. What you going live about?
Probably the Billy Joe Saunders situation and just boxing talk in general, man. You know, I've been having some pretty good lives with I sent you the link, but I think you were busy that day. I had Dan the Man up there, IBT, Get the Smoke was there. It was a good fit. It was good full panel, and we just cooked about just boxing legacy and steroid use in the boxers in the past, and how come boxers of today are getting the most heat, but the guys from the past that all pop dirty, we're still on pound for pound list, and in today's world are looked at as the greats. You know what I mean? Like Roy Jones, Ali, or Antonio Tarver. There's a bunch of people that we just look at as all-time greats that have popped for steroids. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I think a double standard in today's boxing world.
Yeah, yeah, for fact. I was just looking for the questions. Yeah, well, I think like this is, if I could keep finding a better way to keep up with these questions, I think this is pretty good. The Q&A, I like it. Nobody asked too many personal questions though, which I can, I guess I can appreciate that. But I'm gonna do this again, like it's anything though. I got a question for you too, Bias. Because I spoke on this earlier, but you wasn't up here. Digging in on this juicing thing. Like, I'm serious about this. I really believe that a lot of these guys in all the combat sports are going to be juiced the fuck up coming off of this layoff. And it's going to cause for a lot of excitement, like a lot of upsets, and it's something that, we're a savage society. Let's be honest. People want to see other people get knocked the fuck out. That's how it is. And so that's going to bring a lot of people back to the sport, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, I agree. I really feel like people right now are probably trying to juice to the gills and get as much of a benefit as they possibly can. No testing is being done right now, so you almost have to just know these guys are definitely going to be juicing right now. And I do think majority of the boxers, especially the elite ones or the top of the creme de la creme, are on something. You know what I'm saying? And obviously the ones that are coming up and that have no promotional company behind them and they're trying to get a name, those guys are juiced to the gills too, because they don't got to pay for VADA, they don't got to pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're just going to the gym, juicing up and fighting these nobodies to get a name with good knockouts. That's usually the case. So I think steroids, majority of the boxers are on it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, and I was saying earlier in the live, I think athletes in general, because, bro, look at football and basketball. These seasons, with football, they were on their off season anyway. They just had the Super Bowl and then the shit kicked in, so they're on their off season anyway. But, bro, there's historically been a problem in the NFL with juicing. Historically, has been a problem with that. Now that these guys are off season, which is usually when they juice to get prepared for the season, you understand what I'm saying, bro? They're wide open because none of these commissions are flying around to test these guys. No surprise visits. These guys are wide the fuck open, bro. And they're gonna come back charged up, bro. Like UFC.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! These guys are gonna be just roided up, and again, like, it's dangerous, but it makes for good fights. Like, okay, nobody can lie and say that Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman fight wasn't a good fight. I don't think anybody is going to say that. That was a good fucking fight, but what's the odds that both of those guys won't on something? Like, you know what I mean?
I think they were.
Right. And so this is the fight. We could get like loaves of fights like this after this thing cools down, because a lot of these guys are gonna have shit up in them.
Like Povetkin versus White. I mean, shit, that's most likely going to be two juiced up dudes just going to war. You know what I'm saying? So
whoever the fuck he fights, motherfucker had half the pharmacy in him. So imagine what he's doing now. He doesn't give a damn about his health. He's trying everything, bro. All that shit Baby Miller had in him, he doesn't give a damn about his health.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, bro, and that he's going to be a handful for anyone. That dude's going to be a handful for anyone. With all of that juice in him.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, he has a high work rate. Fury leaning on somebody with 269 pounds. Man, you talking 320, 315, pressing you against the ropes, leaning on you? Shoot, man. Miller's going to be a handful for anybody in that ring when he gets back. And that's for sure.
You think Fury juicing right now? Tyson Fury?
For sure. Bro, anybody, in my opinion, and I don't give a fuck that he's my guy. I don't care. Anybody, in my opinion, that has been popped before or under question before, BJS, Canelo, Fury, all of them motherfuckers, bro. And even though Spence ain't been popped, the suspicion, even the guys who's been under suspicion, I think they are juicing. All of them.
I agree. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think even Little Loma might be on something. All that great stamina.
I think these older guys are more susceptible, like the Mannies, the Kovalev, the Lomas, the GGGs. Canelo better watch out. GGG gonna be roided.
Hey man,
motherfucker gonna be roided the fuck up when he comes, because he's older, bro. You know what I mean? So these older guys, to me, are even more susceptible. Look, people might not want to believe it, but Deontay Wilder might come in that bitch, charge the fuck up.
Yep.
He might come back in that bitch, charge the fuck up. He got all of these shoulder injuries and such. Man, he might come in there, charge the fuck up, and he might land that right hand. This right hand ain't gonna be no soft one. That's gonna be like a goddamn sledgehammer.
Yeah, hey, man.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be crazy, though. I'll tell you that, bro. And I'm going to tell you this, too. When we come back off of this layoff, guys are going to be getting popped left and right because Vada's going to be on it, bro. And you know how John Jones got caught with the picograms and all of that dumb shit? Bro, a lot of people going to be getting hit because it's going to be shit in their system that even if you cycle off, traces of it shouldn't even be in your system. So they're going to violate for that right off the bat. So, I
gotta jump off real quick. I appreciate you for having me on, D. Take it easy, man.
All right. Appreciate you coming on. I'm getting ready to close it down anyway. IBT says Inouye and Murata could both have big fights in Japan. Wow, that would be cool because they just so that you guys didn't know, you had another comment up there. Here it goes. And I put the link in the chat, IBT. I would like to read that. He said, Japan unsuspended boxing. We could possibly see Japan's boxing scene get more attention, which I think I want to speak on that. Thanks for that comment, IBT. I did a video a while back, some months ago, about the Japanese fighters, and I think that this could be well-deserved attention. Also, I think that the light needs to be shined on these Japanese boxers because they're not getting the credit they deserve, and they're coming over here and they're fighting some of these fighters, and they're giving them tough fights, bro. Like, how many times do we have to see these, whether it be rising stars or whatever, how many times do we have to see these Japanese fighters come over here and give these guys tough fights, but still not give them the credit? The Takashi Inouye, Tacoma Inouye, the Nakatanis, the Muratas, that like these guys can fight, bro. These guys can fight, and I think that this is going to get a lot of attention to. Especially, when you're the first, you guys think about this. Like if MLMs, multi-level marketing programs, the way to make money in those things is to be the first in. When you're the first in and everybody gets up under you and you got this fucking triangle up under you and they're all making money, that's how you make money. So when you're the first in, you're going to be more popular. You're going to make more. You're going to produce more. That's just the way it happens. So if Japan is the first to unsuspend boxing and start throwing fights and all that again, bro, a hell of a lot of attention is going to be on them because there's no fights anywhere else. Guys like us are going to have videos to put up and content to create and things to talk about instead of still talking about the same. I mean, how many fucking times are we going to talk about Glovegate and Ryan versus Tank and Andre versus Canelo and so forth and so on, bro? So that would be huge. That would be just absolutely huge if they were to unlock boxing and give us some more boxing. I really don't give a shit, to tell you the truth, which country does it first. I would just love to have it, have some boxing back, man. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys feel the same way. Jordan, I'm not 100% sure, but I heard him with Chris Ariella have the disease. I read somewhere. You talk about COVID, Justin? All right, I see the link, Immortal. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Yeah. All right. Champ, if you don't mind, I see him before you do. I'll give him your email. Man, I know Champ, man. I can't wait for the league to start back up, bro. I didn't think I'd be picking those fights, bro, but damn, I do. Yeah, man, it does. Champ trying to get, and anybody, man, especially since we're on a break, man, get involved in the league. Champ, go ahead and throw the information down there. Fantasy Boxing Prediction League on Facebook. Champ EZ22 at yahoo.com. Man, y'all, jump in this league. Immortal, you know your boxing, bro. Modern Machine, all of y'all get in this league, man. We have a lot of fun in the league, and it's always a good race at the end. It's fun, and you can learn boxing, bro. Like, for a lot of you people that don't know about, don't be afraid to lose. Feel embarrassed that you're gonna be down in last place. Fuck all of that, bro. None of that matters. As you start to look at these fighters, even if you don't do a lot of film study, just if you just kind of look at them in box rec week after week, you start to learn fighters. You start to find out, I didn't know he fought him. So you educate yourself in the sport of boxing. You're gonna learn just being in a prediction league, and it's fun. So y'all check it out, bro. Get involved in that prediction league. Oh man, this duck over here, man. This nigga said what Sean said. DJ, you stuck in the league anyway. That's why you ducking me. You and Boxing Monster. Where Monster at? I'm waiting for the season of the return of Samuel Shaw and Boxing Monster, guys. I beat them up so good that they didn't want to come back and compete next season. But it's all good, man. I know y'all be back sooner or later. Shit. IBT says, the COVID stuff has ruined the agenda in boxing in the Olympics. Yeah, well, the Olympics has already been kicked back until next year, so that's a wrap for the Olympics. But Champ says you can email me at champez22 at yahoo.com or hit me up Facebook page. And there it goes, all the info right there. Great Facebook page, guys. Like, Champ always keep you posted. Awesome. The page is good. Got a lot of good conversation chats in there. Like, it's good league, good environment. We got boxers in there, active boxers in there and stuff. So pretty good. Tim Dub says, "Fuck COVID." Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So look, I think this is pretty decent Q&A, man. I'm gonna start doing these a little more often. Shout out to my brother IBFP Boxing Nuke. He got me on this, and then Mr. Two has did one that's pretty good. And so I decided, yeah, baby. Okay, tell them I'm coming. All right. And so I decided to do a Q&A. But this is how I'm going to do my Q&As, guys, from now on. We're going to do these more often, but I'm just going to have an open forum. Like, we pretty much left the box in the day, and that's cool. But remember, guys, when we have these Q&As, y'all can ask me anything. And I might ask you guys anything. I think it was pretty good, though. Well, we need to find some different stuff to do, guys. And I got some more stuff coming your way, too. Shout out to my man, Boxing Monster. Boxing Monster gave me some good tips on some stuff. We got some good stuff coming. While we all in quarantine for the states that are in quarantine, and we have to sit here and, entertain ourselves, bro, and keep ourselves from going crazy, I'm going to start putting out more content. I've been waiting on some equipment, which I have coming, but I got a lot of stuff coming you guys' way, and I'm going to start working on the Power of the Mind sessions, bringing those back so we can talk about some different things and have some, different conversations here, guys. So appreciate everybody coming through. Y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it.